Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Roo Code Office Hours. My name is Hannes Rudolph, your host and community manager at Roo Code. Today, I have with me Adam from Gosu Coder and Dan, who works at Roo Code. Welcome.
Howdy, howdy. How you doing today?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello. So, what do we have going on today? Um, what's been this week's latest happenings in your view?
Dan, what about you? Anything new going on in your area?
Definitely image generation on Roo.
Yep, that's big.
It's really fun to use it. We're still looking for, actual serious applications rather than creating galleries of kangaroo images. But I definitely would have used this for mockups back when I was making websites. It's just so fast to just with one prompt generate images, a full website. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Really like it.
Oh, there we go.
That's
Look at that. We got a monkey. All I did here, to anybody watching, is if you go into the settings, there's an experimental section. You can go here. I'll zoom in a bit. You can enable AI image generation. When enabled, Roo Code can generate images through text prompts using Open Router's image generation models. This requires an Open Router API key to be configured. You do that, and then you can select the free model. Is it still free? I'm not sure. I believe it is for a few more days. We will be adding more models and more providers there as we move this away from the experimental phase. Have you given this a try, Adam?
Yep, I have. And I actually really appreciate it. I was letting my daughter play around with it too, because she likes to make games in Roo Code. Uh,
Okay.
so it's really neat, actually. Just being able to do that without her fighting with the AI to try to manipulate some SVG or some image that looks like garbage for her. So it works really well.
Yeah. Well, let's try using here. I'm going to set up, I'll show you guys. This is OpenAI as the provider, and I'm going to select the regular GPT-5, August 7th, and put minimal reasoning effort. So it's going to be pretty snappy with a low verbosity. So I'll show you guys quickly here. Come on. I don't know what's happening to my zooming in, zooming out. Disabled my button there. Okay, so if I say, tell me a joke, look how fast this will. Boom, it's done. So that's how quick this model is. And we're going to do our typical Flappy Birds commands. This is the make a Flappy Birds game, yada, yada, yada. You can also generate images to be used in the design. Let's see if that
Yeah.
changes anything. Never
Oh,
tried
Adam,
this.
you said the previous podcast that you were working on integrating this same, image generation model in your project. How did
Yep.
that went?
It went great. So prior to that, we've actually switched several times. So we were originally on the GBT image gen.
Yeah,
We then switched to Flux One, and now we're running the Gemini 2.5 Flash image, and it is substantially better. Like we're getting good
Nice.
feedback from our customers using it. Substantially better.
um,
What we care a lot about is like variations and text editing, and it just crushes both of those things really well.
yeah.
Yeah. So with Roo, not only you can, use it to generate new images, you can also edit uh, existing images, and also there's a neat trick that you can use an existing image to output a new one with the same dimensions. So if you need, a long image for your website, you can just use a template. It doesn't even need to be an image; it could be just a blank, image, and it would output the same dimensions. Maybe you can show that later, Hannes. But
Sure.
yeah, it's better
Yeah.
than, if you want it for a hero in your website, just a square image that is the default dimensions, probably not as useful. So yeah.
Yeah, one thing I would say that I really like about it, every one of them so different, but some of the other ones are very limited on aspect ratios. So you would go and edit, like with image gen, for example, the GPT one. There's only a couple aspect ratios that were supported. So if you had an image that was a little bit outside of that, you have to kind of tell it what aspect ratio to make it, and it would crop and do whatever it needed to do there. We don't seem to have that problem with Gemini 2.5 Flash. It seems to just match whatever the aspect ratio is that you give it for the image. I don't have to do any crazy calculate. It's not that crazy, but do some like math to try to figure out which is the closest aspect ratio and how it can kind of like get it to come out. It honestly simplified our implementation a lot.
I think
Interesting.
the only thing missing from this model is transparencies. Maybe you
Yep.
can, tell it to output a green background and use some clever library to remove it, but it would be great.
Is the
if you
model
could-
missing that completely, or just the API?
I don't know.
I think the model is not capable right now, but not sure.
I
I've
didn't
not
see
tested
anything
it.
in their docs when I was going through it, because like in the other ones you have to say like transparent, like you can actually like tell it to make it
Okay.
transparent. I didn't see an option for that. But I didn't actually try like uploading or editing a transparent image to see if it would keep that.
That's a
I
good
wonder if
point.
it would.
Well, if only we had the tools to find out.
There you go.
Does Nano Banana support transparencies?
So
Let's
it
see.
seems like the audience is saying that it doesn't work.
That's too bad. Hopefully they can add that in the future. I know a lot of people have that use case.
Yeah.
It says, yes, Nano Banana can export images in PNG format, which enables transparency, particularly useful in overlays. Oof, yeah, I know, but
Yeah, who knows?
eh.
Yeah. For my use cases, fortunately, I don't need transparency for a lot of or for really anything. But it is interesting. I'll definitely have to do some testing on that. But it sounds like it's pretty much confirmed that it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's right. What's faster than ChatGPT? It is the Roo Code community
Mhm.
telling me
chat.
that GPT is hallucinating.
Yep.
Oh, hey, we have Thibault from, let's see, from Requesty. Let's get him on here. Hello, welcome.
Yo, Thibault,
How
it's
are
been a
you?
while, man. How are you?
Yeah, good. How's
Welcome.
everyone going?
Requesty in the house. If anyone is not aware, they were a huge sponsor of our hackathon that we had this past weekend, hosted by MLH with Roo Code and Requesty. They gave free compute for Gemini 2.5 and Gemini Pro and Flash models for free to all the people. Actually, really anybody technically could have used it, but to all the people participating in the hackathon. So thank you very much.
We call it Requesty, so now I'm calling it Requesty.
I mean, I think that if we ever started a provider, we should try to gather the funds to buy you guys out and rename to Requesty. Because, I mean, at this point, you guys are getting so close. Yeah, but
I like
I'm
it.
not the decision guy, so it's just a pie in the sky dream here to have a Requesty provider. What do we got going on here? Okay, it said it's done. Let's see. Yada yada yada
No
yada.
images.
You install it.
I like it.
Okay.
So this is GPT-5 with no reasoning, correct?
Minimal.
Yep.
Or minimal. Yeah.
I wasn't watching super close. Did it actually generate an image or two in there? Did you tell?
I actually don't know.
Okay. It's a surprise for all of us.
That looks
Oh,
really awesome, guys.
yeah. Click on Flappy Bird link. Maybe it's this is just the landing page.
Well, it didn't land very good. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I mean, technically,
Oh my god.
I think that something is not wired up. Let's see. Um,
Yeah,
Is that
you
what you
can.
just vibe coded?
oh yeah, totally. Let's see. So, oh, by the way, if you've never met, we have AI Code King in the chat here. They're another YouTuber, um, just like Adam, but I think they've crossed the 100,000 followers or members to their
Amazing.
channel, which is a crazy high number.
It's
So,
amazing.
yeah, I I've gotten the pleasure to know them recently as they participated in one of our recent hackathons as a judge, which you did as well, Adam. Thank you very much. And so, yeah, it was really neat. Okay, let's see what it does here. I don't know. I don't want to. It's just broken. Okay, so anyways, I'm not gonna monkey with this. It didn't make something that worked. It was really cool. I don't think it created an image. No. So let's just roll everything back and start from scratch with a different model. What do you guys say? What model should we go with here? Ah, any ideas?
I
Roo Code, maybe. Oh,
I was
Qwen
gonna
3?
say Qwen 3 Coder. That's my.
Okay, with which provider?
Who do you have hooked up? Do you
Hmm.
just want to do open router?
I mean, I must have. Who's that?
Requesty.
No,
Come
I don't
on.
know what
You have
that's it. What
Yeah.
is
Requesty?
it saying?
Do you have Requesty with like a fireworks provider?
I don't know if I have any. I don't think I have my
All
key
right.
in this demo terminal.
Ah,
But let's do Requesty. Let me get a key. You guys think of something to talk about while I do this. Um, Requesty. Then
How's it
I'm
been,
being
So
used.
Adam?
get that set up. I
it's
mean, I
been
have
good,
a
man.
key. I only have $1. What's that about?
That might be enough. We'll see.
Okay.
Well,
What model are we choosing here?
Qwen 3 Coder. Let's see how good.
Well, apparently. Am I missing out? Am I missing something here? What provider is it
You
with?
passed it.
Ah,
Fireworks if they have it. It's been a good one.
We don't have fireworks. We should add fireworks. You can type Qwen3 coder or coder.
Uh,
There you go. The first
do
one.
the deep intro one. Yeah.
what? Where? This one?
No,
Yeah.
no, no,
Down.
no.
No?
There we go.
That one. Yeah.
Okay. What do I set my temperature at here?
0.6. Keep going.
Okay. Okay.
That
I
point.
landed. I nailed it. Okay. Let's turn off in case it decides to give me some errors. We'll give it to retry. Let's hide that. And should I do the exact same with the images, or should I just do regular Flappy Birds?
I'd say try it. I want to see if it makes some images. So Qwen 3 Coder's a little bit more tool call happy. So I'm hoping we'll see it like fire some stuff off. We'll see. Doesn't seem like it has anything on the to-do list to make images.
Let's see.
Mm.
Take a look at that.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll get there though.
Well,
So how did
I
the
go ahead.
hackathon go? Like while this is running, like I haven't had time to check in. Were there good entries? Like, did you guys pick a winner already? Still
Yeah,
being judged?
Thibault, you want to tell people about that? You were one of the judges, yeah?
Yeah. There was the one with there was one that was sort of like your open source kind of GitHub. So all of your open source projects you can manage from one place. So you can like start your open source, but also see like all your contributions to it and see like what's going on, what is new, which was pretty cool. And then there was like a VS Code kind of kangaroo part of Roo that is on your right side of your VS Code, and that starts
Here.
typing when you're in code mode. Yeah, very cool project.
Here,
Instead
let
like
me.
thinking if you're an architect.
I'm gonna show that one off here. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, the Joey sidekick one. I'm going to turn the volume off on the video and just maximize it here. If you look, so this little dude down here, see, it's an orchestrator mode, so it's using the little orchestrator
That's hilarious.
thingamabob. Yeah. And then when it goes code mode, it really goes wild, doesn't it?
You put a hat on. Is this architect mode? Yep, that's architect mode.
Yeah. This was, this one won, what, best UI? Ah, there we go. Here goes code mode. Ah, there we go. Joey's
That's
going
great.
crazy.
That's awesome.
So good.
And the other one you brought up, I'm going to try to go through them here. You said the forklift, I think, was the first one you said. That was let's look at that video. Here. What was that one about?
The open source one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can search all your GitHub open source projects.
Yeah.
Your stats.
I mean, you were one of the judges, so I mean, is this one you voted for? Or is this one that got in
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
but it wasn't the top of your list?
No, it wasn't top of my list. Because there's a view of your personal contributions in one place for only the open source projects, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I like the UI. The UI is cool.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I guess that one won the best beginner, newcomer, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and then the last but not least, the final. The winner takes all. Hey, look, it's Kyle, our guy. Look, it's our mod, Mojo. Okay, yeah. So I haven't looked that thoroughly through these. There was 40 entrants, and I've just been busy. But we're preparing social media posts on them. I guess I should spend time going through each one, but I didn't. So, do you recall much about this one, Thibault?
I haven't seen this
This
one.
was the winner?
Oh, is that the winner?
That was number one. See, you were even judging them, and it's hard to keep track of them. So I guess I don't feel
I mean,
so
there was
bad.
40 projects. 40 projects. Yeah. It's a lot.
I think there were 20 judges too, which was pretty impressive. Those guys at MLH really have this stuff figured out to a science, don't they? Okay, so what exactly did this do? I don't know, but I'm going to leave the link. We'll leave the link for all three of them. Ha! It's embarrassing, I should know. As developer, we thrive on building and creating, but we often stumble on the final hurdle, documentation. It's a critical part of a healthy codebase, yet it's frequently tedious, time-consuming, and neglected, leading to technical debt, difficult onboarding, and knowledge silos. We were inspired by the recent explosion in large language model capabilities and asked ourselves, what if we could build a tool that not just automates documentation, but makes the process intelligent, seamless, and even enjoyable? We envisioned a scribe for our code, an AI partner that understands our project structure and writes the documentation we always wish we had time for. That vision became Codescribe AI, and may one day be we can integrate it into Roo itself. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do after this podcast is I'm going to set this up and actually start working on some documentation and see how well this works. I mean, they must have tested it if it won first place, right? So yeah, cool. We'll post the links in the YouTube video for the three winners. Oh, I guess we had one more, didn't we? We had the Gemini. The person that won the Gemini swag. Here. What did that one?
Oh, Game Hub.
I was brainstorming with a friend of mine when I came up with the idea. It would be fun to experiment and good use of the Gemini API. What does it do? It lets you create, iterate on, and publish any games on the app. It uses the Gemini API to create or iterate on the games. So you can basically go, I want to create this game. I want to create that game, I guess. They
I
went with
like this
Pong.
idea.
Well, we'll post that link too. And thank you, Gemini, DeepMind, Paige Bailey, for providing the award for that, the swag. Anybody who has not received their awards yet, we'll be sending those out hopefully later today. I'm just getting everybody's information. Thank you very much again for participating in the first ever Roo Code MLH Hackathon. So, and Thibault, I did cut you off while you were telling us about the hackathon, actually.
No, all good. Some stats. We had over 4.8 billion tokens, in 48
Wow.
hours, which was pretty cool. And
Nice.
we load balanced it across 8 different regions on Vertex, and we had 99.2% success rate. So that was cool. And about 202 individual users using the Requesty endpoint. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
This looks pretty dang cool, actually. So it did generate some images, I'm assuming.
I guess. It made let's see. I'm gonna scroll up.
Yeah,
The
I don't
pic-
know where those would have came from otherwise. Yeah, it's
There we
made them.
go.
Dude, that is wild. See, I was thinking Qwen 3 Coder would come through.
Look, it
but
has a broken screen.
That's perfect.
Can you look at that?
The
It actually-
rate.
Yeah. And you see the crack at the top, like right by the camera?
Yeah.
That's
oh,
amazing.
that's good. Okay, so I guess yeah. So
Please,
if you
That's
play
so
Flappy
interesting.
Birds on a broken screen, you're gonna like file off your fingernail.
please work though. Like after all, oh yeah, no.
Ooh, oh, that's kind of
Okay.
hard.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah. In all fairness, the design is solid. It would not take more than one prompt to clean that up.
Yeah.
Thibault, is the deep infra version you guys, is that the Q4 version or is that the Q8 version? Of the
Q8.
It's the Q8? That's surprising.
Q8.
How poorly that
I think
did.
it's Q8.
Okay,
Oh.
well, this is great, except
There's no more food.
yeah, I starved. Okay, memory match.
Oh, that's actually pretty nice animation flipping.
Except
Yeah.
how am I getting the same
Oh.
thing every?
Oh,
Are you telling
we're
me
lucky.
I guessed it? Wow.
Yeah.
she
What
just
a
got
lucky
really
there.
lucky.
Oh man.
I can't remember what I did. There we go.
That's so
Stop. No, I don't know what's going on, guys. I can't remember anything. I'm too old for this. I saw a heart. I don't know what's going on. Okay, well, this game seems to be working 100%, and the graphics on this are solid, very solid. I could use an escape button here. How do I end
This
the game?
was somebody's asking what provider. This was Deep Infra Qwen 3 Coder on
Yes,
Requesty.
Requesty. Sorry, not
Requesty.
Requesty. I spent all weekend calling it that, telling my wife how like she's totally not interested in hearing about Roo Code, and I had to tell her, be like, "Oh, but here's what he did," and I thought it was so funny, and she's like, "Why don't you shut up?" So, okay, here I
Those are
actually
great
unshared
images,
my
though.
screen. They
That's
are.
super good.
That was
images.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Let
Oh,
me
man.
get my screen back on here.
It makes me want to do the same thing, but with GLM 4.5 because it's
Yeah.
a better design model, and I'm wondering if it would generate some cool images. Anyway,
Well, I mean, we've got time. Let's do this. That's really nice. Like, I sort of don't want to. I feel like I need to make a new.
make a new folder.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was pretty sweet.
I don't want to get rid of this one, so I'm going to close that window. Here, let's close that out. And let's create a new... Oh, wrong button.
So AI Code King, that is a raccoon. My daughter is a big fan of raccoons, so and actually, I'm babysitting her raccoon right now. So he's sitting on my desk, and he's in a bumblebee costume. So that's So I tried to come up with a funny story about stuff he does every day when she comes home from school. See if you have any
Nice.
ideas.
That's great. Okay, look at that. I used... That game cost me like
37
under
cents.
40
Games.
cents. 37 cents, guys.
Huh.
That was solid.
Very solid.
You think I got any budget left here? I mean, I could log into my proper account, but then I'd leave everybody hanging here. And I can't dip into the money I have set aside for the prizes.
Yep. I think we could do GLM 4.5. It's pretty cheap. I don't know the best provider on Requesty though. Is that for GLM 4.5?
I don't know. Who do we have?
Oh, you got Z.AI exact perfectly?
Yeah, oh, I don't know where my
no!
I don't have my IP. Okay. Let's see.
Oh.
Come on. Did I log in here before? I might have to go on my other screen.
Oh, you did. Look.
There you go. Copy it.
I don't think that's my right
don't
account.
Copy it there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see if I'm on my Roo Code account. User ID. I'm just gonna copy it and see what happens. Okay. Okay, this one. And what temperature are we setting?
Let's do 0.6 for that one too.
Same? Okay.
Yeah.
How do you test all these temperatures, Adam? Like, how do you do that? Like, you know every temperature of every model.
It's kind of a pain. Like the first time that I ran into it with was with Gemini 2.5 Pro, because I realized like how poor performance I was getting compared to what other people were getting. And so I then ran through a series of hundreds of tests at each temperature, then grading each one. And it zoned in it was literally like 0.72 or something was the best. So 0.7 was close enough. And I kind of do the same thing now. I'll like spot check like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and then I'll go up. Like some of them actually I found recommend even higher, like 1. Like the new ByteDance Seed OSS model has a like ideal temperature of like 1 or 1.1, which is insane.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so you have a specific model or a specific prompt you use for testing these, like the same one over and over and over, similar to our Flappy Birds, but probably a little, I don't know, scientific.
Yeah, it's a little bit more. Imagine like a big spec where I'm asking it to build a specific thing across a bunch of different files, and then being able to measure the output of that is really what I'm doing. And I do that across. I have multiple of those things that are running. So rather than just like letting it make up its own thing, like I tell it specifically what it needs to do, and then I check like tool call failures and stuff like that. Yeah. No, you don't have any money on there. Oh well.
Okay, it's okay.
I'll give you some, Hannes.
It's hrudolph@gmail.com. That's the one that I have loaded up. That's the account because this is on my demo box.
I'll make it happen.
Okay, just put like 10 grand there. I won't use it all today.
Dude,
I wouldn't use more than 1,000 in a day. I've never ever used more than 1,000 in a day.
Oh my god, I don't think I've ever hit 1,000 in a day.
947.
That's amazing.
Those were the Opus days, but
yeah,
now, I don't know.
So
there's
sad.
something to talk about. Anybody else notice what happened to Opus? They did something, and I noticed I was using it. I'm like, why isn't it following all our workflows that we built for our internal use? You know, checking, debugging, whatever. They were acting funny, and the cool thing about Opus is it always did the same thing. So it started doing something different. I don't know. Like, do I need to turn thinking on? Do I need to change temperature?
I've run the same workflow like thousands of times, like basically the same prompt, and I got a pretty good feel of what would Opus do every time. And now sometimes it does things that I don't understand. Tries commands that never used before. I don't know. Definitely something changed with Opus. It's not like it's less intelligent. It's just different. It's a different behavior. That's really interesting.
Well, I'm thinking they must have changed something. You said you were noticing that it was being more literal. It wasn't reading between the lines as much. Something along those lines, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems to ask questions on some places before it wouldn't ask questions, but it's not only that. It's also using the behavior changed, so now it's trying to do other stuff, maybe not following instructions as well as before. That's why it's trying to do other things, but yeah, definitely something changed with Opus. Now I have to keep a closer look to what it's doing, because sometimes it does whatever.
Gets a mind of its own. I wonder, maybe we should experiment a little with the thinking to see. Previously, I felt thinking on Opus when it came to coding was really did not lead to a better result. Maybe now to get our better result, we need to enable thinking.
Maybe.
I don't want to. All our workflows worked. I didn't change models. I don't want the model to change. This is a very non-anthropic experience.
Yeah, so
you get you.
This is what happened to me with Gemini 2.5 Pro, the 03 whatever model, the 0320. So I actually had some really great workflows built. I should not have done this, built in production that were running. And then overnight, they kind of replaced that version of the model with the new one, and everything broke. So I had to like rush to go and figure out a way to like get that working again. The changing of models on a whim like that is just brutal. Like we should be able to lock into a version, and these little even micro updates that Opus is doing is kind of painful.
Well, yeah, I never noticed
it's a
that
bit,
moment. Go ahead.
It's a bit messy in our model list, but we have the versions. So you see like a lot of different versions of each model. Like we have customers still running on Cloud 3.5 just because of that reason. And even the first version of that, because they're like, we build our entire product on this model, and when we change it, everything breaks. So I think it's a really important part of versioning models, basically. It's like either you make a massive upgrade or you just do like a V1 or V2 or just put the date of that model. What do you think
100%.
should be best?
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally fine if they do the date stamp after it
Yeah.
and give it some time to test it out to roll into it. But they're definitely just updating them without doing that, like, and not telling us about it.
Mhm.
And it makes it really tough.
Yeah, it's not even about like decrease in quality. It's just that you get used to the model and you build your workflow around it. You can notice that the model does something that is not correct and you fix it, but then when it changes behavior, that is not necessary. And it's not about quality decreasing, it's just behavior that it changes. Yeah. So
Okay, it got this going. It didn't generate these on its own, so I told it to get it done. Here, I'm gonna press play. Okay, restart.
Do we have a pipe? Yes. Yes. This model's honestly really solid in general.
I don't know what happened here.
We should organize the Roo Olympics. Who can make the best Flappy Bird Olympics game? Roo Olympics.
Okay, we got two. I mean, I wouldn't. There we go.
They work.
They work. Okay, Pong. Let's try Snake. Start. I mean, who puts buttons that close together, guys?
it's so interesting just to have a.
Yep.
Okay, I'm hungry. No more food.
You get one. That's all you get.
Well, and when okay, well, I mean, it still looks pretty cool. Okay, I'm this one. A friend, player one. I'm player
it's a
two.
two-player.
Okay. There we go. I mean, yeah, two-player. Interesting.
Not bad.
It's both sides WS, and yeah, I guess we got Pong, guys. 100% on Pong. The placement of these buttons is sort of meh, but pause, resume works. Cool. Restart works. So 9 out of 10 on that game. Could have just looked a little better, the page design, but the game itself, I think, was totally solid. I would say the Snake game looked great. Just needed our proper. Yeah,
It's like a D. It's like a D. It missed some of the mechanics, but it looks good.
Flappy Bird.
Functional, but
Technically,
looks
it works.
bad.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah. Okay, so look at that, the Flappy Bird Olympics. So one another day, another Flappy Birds montage.
It's awesome.
So, what were we? Were we running anything else? Should we generate any wild images? Should we theorize on the conspiracies as to why Anthropic is ruining my day with me wanting to spend break the $1,000 limit on Opus?
I think in your case, Hannes, they made your day because you were preaching about GPT-5. Now it's your chance to fully convince everyone to use it.
You know, the hardest part about GPT-5 is how long it takes. I am mentally having to adjust my workflow, and I think what I need to do is I need to come up with a better start and finish game, because I've been getting lazy where I can sort of jump in and do a bit of an iterative approach where my workflow to generate, a patch for something has the initial prompt and then several human in the loop instances. But with GPT-5, it's like by the time the human in the loop comes around, I'm totally not anywhere mentally near that. I don't even remember what's going on. So if I just start and then go test something, maybe that'll work better. So I think this means I need to get better at getting Roo to do what Roo's supposed to do in the first place. Because why do we need a human in the loop? Roo should be able to do it.
Question: Are you guys thinking about, and maybe you already have this and I missed it, but allowing access to the priority API endpoint for GPT-5 so we can get it faster?
I was working on that yesterday.
Nice.
And trashed the complete PR, and I figure I'll try it again today.
Cool.
Because I don't focus on it for like all day. No, I play with it and I give it the appropriate documentation and tell it what to mimic, and come back to it in an hour or two and go work on other stuff. And if I give a few tries, then what I do is each time I will change my prompt or the scope, and then give it another try. Depending, I'll do a little testing, see how close it is, but I'll look and I'll be like, well, that I look at the structure and go, okay, well that's nowhere near where I wanted it to be. So I need to change my prompt or change my model. And so I've been testing with that. I was playing with GPT-5 High yesterday, trying to get it to do that. And I got it working, but it was messy, so I scrapped it.
That's actually pretty good. Look at the chat, Hannes.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh my gosh, that is totally going to be our the video for this.
That is so good.
Here, I'm totally putting that up on screen. How do I do this?
That's amazing.
It surprises me how good it is at keeping. So when I tried GPT image generation, you would tell it, I want this image of me, this portrait, on a different style, like drawn, and it would change. You would look like a different person. It doesn't keep your face. But this is just great at that.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
it's like 95%. I notice it the most when I do something with my kids. I'll be like, oh, like they're sliding down, they're sitting in a cardboard box when they're a baby, like put them on a ski hill, and it works and looks great, except their facial expressions changed a little, and that's something that I know like intimately. And so I see it, I'm like, no, that looks like a generic baby now. That's not my baby. Get out of here.
But before, like, not even this was impossible. I don't think so. My theory here is that GPT could not actually see your face. It was more of a description, a text description. So if you give it an image of yourself, it would just convert it to, this dude looks like this, has the hair like this, something like that, and it generates a similar person, but not you. So this is the closest thing I've seen to actually editing your image, not just generating a new one.
Dan, I'm jealous of your shirt too. I think I like yours better than the rest of it.
You better look at all the arcade stuff I got. I mean, Adam, clean up your place. That's disgusting.
I know.
That wall does not look clean.
I know. I live in a ghetto with like blood on the wall and like working out, man.
It hardly touched Requesty.
Dan's in the other quarter, so like we're actually in the same gym. So Dan
facing
is like
each other. That's funny.
Good times. Okay, well, I
We,
got
we
that
all look
on.
so serious on that picture.
Yeah, come on. Hey,
It's
well,
like we're discussing like World War or something, but we're making
Yeah.
Flappy Birds.
That's funny.
Hannes is the best in this image, but I don't know. I don't think I agree. I think that, I mean, I got a cool
Uh,
background,
I
and
think you've got the
definitely
coolest background by far. You definitely have the coolest background.
the hairband. I'm gonna sport a hairband for the next.
Did it
I need
change
to find
anything?
that coat. It didn't change anything, no. So,
Nothing changed.
okay,
This is
well,
so good.
I guess that's this podcast has devolved into just making images. Um, this has been this back to school week has really been quite a slow week in the AI happenings. I mean, Nano Banana is great. It's fun. Hackathon's awesome, exciting. But I think with kids going back to school all over, I think in America, you guys went to school the last 2 weeks. You guys have been entering. My kids just started today. So I think that they purposely have kept the news cycle clear. I'm really hoping for some mid-September or maybe early September model drops. As much as I like how much it throws my day off, it really improves my workflow. So I'm down with that. Thoughts? Anybody? What's predictions? What's coming next?
I heard some rumors, big things coming, but
Oh, what are the rumors
can't
that you're
say too
hearing?
much. Can't say too much, but I don't think it's for September. Maybe beginning of October. But
That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking too for like Gemini 3. I'm thinking October. I'm hoping we get an updated Grok code model, like the not fast. I don't know what they're going to call the next one. I'd love to see kind of the mid-tier model there. I don't know if that's going to be September either. I'm probably super bullish on Qwen right now, and if they can release a model between Qwen 30B, Qwen 330B, and Qwen 3 480B, let's say at like the 235 or 120 or somewhere like in between there on the code, like coder specific, I'd be very happy for that because they're teasing some stuff, but that's my hope is that we end up with something there.
yeah. What about Claude Summit 4.1?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard much on that one. I have to imagine that's around the corner. That's that
Yeah.
update.
Because if you
I'll be
launch
sure.
4.1 Opus,
I was
Alright.
I was talking about this to some friends. Like Sonnet has just felt, I don't know, maybe the window always moves, right? So you feel like, man, this is the best coding model ever. Then others come out, and then eventually you kind of get frustrated with the existing ones, and you move on. They kind of have a shelf life. It's weird because I've actually been using GPT-5 more and more. Uh, and it is the speed that makes it very painful, to be honest. So I know we talked about that last time,
But I
but
wouldn't
I think,
trade quality for speed ever. Like, why? I'm in no rush. Not that big of a deal.
I mean, that's true. And what I've done is I've just kind of changed my workflow a little bit to where rather than running 2 or 3 CLIs, I'm actually having like 4 or 5, and I'm just working on like more stuff while it's actually running. You can't do that with big stuff. So if you need to be like in the zone, like fixing something big and like working on it, you can't really do that much. Um, so yeah, it's
That's what I'm
interesting.
trying to crack, because if you can spend time with a model that working on scoping and really scope it well, then you can leave it alone. I have used less orchestrator recently, but with this setting we added and the to-do list, I think that scoping more heavily using orchestrator, so it will orchestrate, go to architect mode, do the process, which I've been skipping to a degree because I made some custom modes to do, one for creating an issue, one for fixing an issue. Uh, but what if I just switch back to orchestrator? I think that GPT-5 is a prime candidate for just
Uh,
orchestrator and let it do its thing. Because we've done a sample here where we used orchestrator and it went on for the whole time, but it also produced something that was outside the lines, too
yep.
far. So I think that first off, GPT-5 is exceptional at not going outside the lines compared to other models. Um, and that combined with a forced to-do list in the subtasks, I'm going to experiment with that today. And I mean, if I have a breakthrough, you guys will know because I'm probably going to make a lot of noise.
That'd be
Nobody,
cool.
just quiet. Oh, by the way, I kicked off another one here. This time I am using Opus 4.1
All right.
with reasoning. It's a cardinal sin.
Yeah. I ran something through. I don't know. I just Opus hurts, but I'll run a test through it, and I'll look at the final price of like $48. I'm like, oh my god, that is so much money.
Oh yeah, because thinking makes it more expensive, of course.
So painful.
I was the other day made a task to do the release notes, and it was like 3 lines. But the process for making release notes is it goes and it finds what versions have already been released, what versions are the release notes for, and then it pulls up all the PRs, then it creates a subtask, goes through each one, reads it, finds the issue that's linked to it, it comes up with a user-facing benefit for that pull request. Anyways, it's rather cumbersome, and I just leave it for an hour or whatever to do its thing. And for 8 PRs or whatever it was, it didn't. Did it just make a
It made it
transparency?
transparent. Is that really transparent? Can you open
I
it,
don't.
or is that a fake transparent?
Yeah, it's a
Uh,
fake. It's a fake
Yeah,
pattern.
yeah, I think it's
um,
fake too.
Hmm.
what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, and I looked down, and my Opus bill for that when it was all done, it was beautiful, $12. I'm like, that wasn't $12 worth of work. Whoops.
That's
Hmm.
amazing.
I feel like you
So
can probably tell this model to output, give it a prompt that outputs the same color, maybe. I'll have to test it out so we can create transparencies.
I bet you could. I bet you could say, like, make it all green, like some weird color green, and then write a script to remove that and convert it over to transparent. You could even probably do it via code, even.
Yeah, I wonder just how consistent it is if you tell it the hex code or whatever. Because if it outputs a different shade of green every time, it's gonna be a bit trickier.
That's true. It's probably unlikely it would match that perfectly.
Yeah.
give Nano Banana a few minutes. They'll catch up. Why wouldn't they add transparency? It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because one of the great use cases for this is to generate icons for
Yeah.
your MVP. I mean, that would be very handy. I was trying to create a logo with it, and the problem is that it created, nice logo in the center of a square, and it was sort of like it dumped it in the top left of the screen, and it was really bad looking, terrible.
Yeah.
So, oh, what's going on in here, man? People are just generating images of us, like
I mean,
holy smokes! What
was
have
to
we
be expected.
started?
Yeah.
How did you not
Okay,
become a kangaroo, Hannes?
I don't know. I've been
Oh, you are a
spared by the
kangaroo in the
kangaroo
first one.
guys. Oh,
You
okay.
need to tell the model to merge them.
Do you think? I like myself. Okay, so this is doing its thing. What do we have going on? I don't know, Opus might be doing a good job here. Got different types of food. Look at that. Huh? Got a kiwi. Okay.
While this is running, like, as you're kind of thinking about it, back on the topic of like oddness with Sonnet 4 and Claude Opus, there's been a lot of conversation around like them quantizing or dynamically changing the model during the day. Where do you guys stand on that? I'm like, we don't really have any facts or information that that's happening, but it does like subjectively kind of feel like that at times, like that you get degraded quality. Do you guys feel that same way?
It's hard to pinpoint what degraded quality means because it's still a good model, but I definitely feel like the behavior changes or changed. I don't know if it changes, at different times of the day, but something definitely changed because it's doing stuff that I've never seen happen before. And as I told you, I run the same workflow like
Over and over, all day.
100 times a day. Yeah, like the exact same workflow every day. And definitely something changed because I see that it's doing some other stuff. Before I would just let it run the workflow, let it work in the background, switch to something else. Now I have to run it, take a look at the first few messages, and then see if I need to approve anything, because now it's asking stuff that before it wouldn't. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's degraded quality. It's just different behavior, at least in my case. But definitely when the problem that Anthropic reported was happening, I definitely saw like degraded quality at that point. At that specific point, yeah, for sure. Like it was failing edits and yeah, it was struggling a lot. But after that, yeah,
we had a lot of
changed. Yeah,
we had a lot of users complaining about the Anthropic one. I don't know about other models, but we were thinking about potentially running similar long prompts with like 40 messages every hour to see if there is a massive difference. So you could basically look at the similarity in the responses is one way to do it. If it's code, does the code get executed, yes or no? But it'd be an interesting test to see if providers actually change anything overnight or less busy hours. But I doubt they would, but yeah, you never know.
I have.
Well, they did report something, didn't they? They said they had a failed experiment.
Yeah.
Would that have impacted? Sorry, would that have impacted the other hosted? Like if I used Vertex, would that have impacted their image as well?
Probably not.
Oh, so Dan, maybe let's try switching our provider today for Opus. Go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
I'm going to say, like, the one thing that I can say with data is that I always say it gets lazy. But anyway, we do what we call our Raelion marketing evals. And what these actually do is it goes through and it basically runs a lot of the stuff that we're doing on our system to see how things perform. And then we grade that on the back end. And a lot of it is around, hey, can you go generate this big mass amount of data? And how accurately do you actually do that for us? And on peak times, Claude 4 Sonnet, it works great. But there are times where, you'll say, go do 20 of this thing, and it'll come back with 5, and it'll have worked great for like a week. And then for a period of time, it'll be like, oh, and just do others like this. So like it'll like leave out what it used to do. So for example, you'll see this in code sometimes where they'll like leave out code. It'll just be like, hey, rest of the functions here. But in our instructions, it says not to do that. And so like it'll be good for hundreds of runs, and then for a period of like 3 or 4 days, it'll degrade to where it's like taking shortcuts and like not completing that, and then it'll go back up and just be fine again. That's the only bit of data I have that, again, is that just the non-deterministic, the probabilistic nature of these models? Maybe, but it feels odd when you run these things over and over again and get that kind of differences.
Yeah. So you said it just refuses to continue. Well, not refuses, but it stops early. And that's the type of behavioral change that I've seen. It's not like the quality of the data is bad. It's just that it's different. It behaves different. Yeah.
That's the only bit of data I kind of have on it too that we run more frequently. But
yeah.
All right, let's take a look what we got. Snake game.
There's not a lot to look at here. I didn't do anything. It just stopped showing.
Where did it go?
And when I mouse over it, I have to quickly get to the button.
Oh, Opus, come on, buddy.
No, Opus. I mean, I got to give it to them that they maybe trained it on how to actually do something instead of just make Flappy Birds. But I sort of like Flappy Birds. Meanwhile, Grok is out there just basically can just make Flappy Birds. No, I can do some pretty cool things, but
I will say the background looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, reminds me of something from GeoCities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, free websites back in the
basically clicking the game is a game on its own. That's how far I was thinking. You have to catch it.
And then it opens a modal that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Whoa, I don't.
Well, the snake is like moving across the screen. That was kind of funny.
It's crazy times, guys. Crazy times. It still did better than I would do.
This is why us engineers are safe, by the way. Just to call that out, like you still need us engineers around.
At least us Flappy Bird engineers.
At least the ones that can make Flappy Bird. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, let's give it one more try.
Sharik actually brought up something that I think, Thibault, this is something interesting on your end too for Roo Code. So one of the things that we run into a lot of times is provider variance in basically the quantization of the model, sometimes the context limit, pricing, caching, all the, you name it. There's a bunch of things. Even the way they host it. For example, Grok will host with a warmer temp than others, for example. So when we're doing things in Roo Code, like being able to actually select more than one provider, because a lot of times the aggregators like OpenRouter and you guys are limited on the not because of you, but because of the provider on how much bandwidth we can actually get. So we'll get API rate limiting on it. So then if we can only pick one provider, we get locked by API rate limiting. But for example, OpenRouter's like fall through actually works really good. So I think an ideal state would be us being able to select, 1, 2, 3, 4 providers and have it just bounce between them however we want it to actually bounce between, and then handle all the different errors.
How ironic you said bounce between, and it just bounced through all the
and you're
bricks.
bouncing.
I saw that. That was I was wondering if that was a power up you got or something, but I guess not.
So
Did
sorry.
you
Adam, you could do that today on a API key level basis. We're actually rolling it out on a org level basis with basic templates. So you can make a template, which we call a policy, and say, these 4 Qwen tree coders I want to use, and call it Qwen tree coder. And you can also choose by latency. That will always choose the fastest one. Now, with Claude models, you do want to enable the caching and don't break the caching. So we're working on a way to still choose the fastest one, but not break the caching. So that's something we're working on.
Very cool. That's neat. You could do it on the API level. That would be. And then in Roo Code, what do you pick to enable that? You just, because I noticed
policy
like in that
whatever you named it.
Okay, so it'll come up in that drop down list.
Yeah, correct.
Very cool.
That's neat.
That's sweet.
So for example, we have like huge teams saying like, oh, the European infra team can only use the European hosted servers of Claude on Vertex and Bedrock. So they make a policy for that team. And then they see in Roo Code's policy / Claude 4. And then they're sure they're only using the European servers. And they see nothing else as models. They just see those 4 policies.
Yeah, that's huge, actually. That's awesome.
Yeah, totally is. Well,
I need to run, guys, but
me too.
What a pleasure to be on here.
Thank you very much for joining us today. And I will see you guys again next time. Thank you for joining Roo Code Office Hours. Have a great week, rest of the week.